Keith Olbermann cussed out Dr. Cornel West. I am not lying. This is all. Look, if you have your cup of tea, you may want to take a sip. If you got some popcorn, pop it right now. Get ready. Keith Olbermann done stepped in it today. Lordy Lord, let me show you. Let me show you. All right. Just making sure that just making sure I take some of this stuff down because all right, so look, I did this response to Keith Olbermann, and I got over 2,000 likes so far, 2,562, because of what Keith Olbermann said. So what we're going to do is we're going to go first to Dr. West's, what Dr. West said, and then we'll see what Keith Olbermann said. Be prepared. Be prepared. All right. So Dr. West said, "Let us not be deceived. NATO is an expanding instrument of United States global power that provoked Russia into a criminal invasion and occupation of Ukraine. These are all true. This proxy war between the American Empire and the Russian Federation could lead to World War III. We must stop the war and war crimes, including cluster bombs used by all parties, and embark on diplomatic talks that should lead us to a just peace. As the great W.E.B. Du Bois wrote in 1945, quote, I seem to see outline a third world war based on the suppression of Asia and the strangling of Russia, end quote. The Democratic Party is a party of war, true, and Wall Street targeting Russia and China, also true. Let us save our democracy and world by dismantling U.S. militarism at home, as in cop cities, and abroad, as Martin Luther King Jr. painfully reminded us. Hashtag NATO, hashtag cluster bombs. 22,000 likes, 4.5 million views, right? What did Keith Olbermann say? Keith Olbermann said, fuck off. That's what Keith Olbermann had to say. Now, I'm not an expert, but if you really wanted to change the mind of somebody, wouldn't it be better just to, in a nuanced way, tell them why they're wrong? I was going to insult Keith Olbermann, but I'm not going to do that. But this person decided to cuss out Dr. West and not even give him a nuanced reason why he thinks he's wrong. Just F off. Let me go to my tweet just to show you guys what I said. And then I'm going to show you another tweet from a comrade that gives some good context into somebody like Keith Olbermann. So Keith Olbermann not only commented, but he quote tweeted the same thing, right? And he's getting a lot of pushback. I said, some liberals are just pseudo-woke neocons. Once you speak out against war or push for economic changes to benefit everyone, that BLM sticker and rainbow flag melt away. Exhibit A. You see, people like Keith Olbermann really will say that they actually care about, democracy, the rule of law. They'll talk about how, oh, love is love, and we care about Black people. Black lives do matter. Until we actually go against the narrative of the corporations and the State Department. Once we do that, that's when they want to call us nigger with the ER. That's when they want to do it. And guess what? I'm not wrong on this. I'm not wrong on this. Because the minute you go against it, especially a lot of liberals, they'll be like, look, they will be fine until you move into their neighborhood. They will be fine until you want reparations. They're fine until you want free college. They're fine until you want universal health care. They're fine until you want to end all wars. They're fine until, when it comes to, because we can talk about gay marriage, we can talk about flying the rainbow flag, we can talk about having less discrimination, but when it comes to economic issues as well as concrete issues, when it comes to us making sure that we have a good floor, for us, housing, healthcare, education, food, all those. Once you start to make sure that we have those as a human right, that's when they lose their minds. People like Keith Olbermann will sit there and tout that he's an ally until it comes time to really be an ally. And so then this is the things that he says. And Keith Olbermann should be ashamed of himself. He should be, but I doubt he has, because this tweet has been up for quite some time, since yesterday at 5 p.m. I found this tweet about an hour after he posted it. And then you have some people that are saying, well, I agree with you, Keith. These are Democrats. They're not Republicans. Look into me in my eyes. These are Democrats saying this. We want to stop World War III. They tell us to F off. That's what this is. All because you have a presidential candidate that says, yeah, no, we shouldn't be. And it's not like he said one side is better than the other. He condemned both sides. Let me go to my homie and let me show you what she said. Okay, found it. This is from Savvy Sabs, my homie. So Keith Olbermann said, he said he's undone his entire career by getting manipulated to helping Trump. He can completely F off. You too. How in the world is he helping Trump? How? By being truly anti-war. How is that helping? So, trying to get us away from World War III, from nuclear annihilation, is helping Trump? Like, hold on. Let's make this make sense. How in the world is trying to pull ourselves from annihilation and not sending money to Nazis? How is that helping Trump? See, this is the illusion. This is the illusion of people. This is the delusion that they're sitting there cheering on for a war. This is crazy, man. Dear God. What in the hell? Now, here's what Savvy said. Savvy said, witness Keith Olbermann's disrespect for Cornel West. It's the same disrespect he had for the black female college basketball player. Keith is the white moderate MLK warned you about. When black people don't get in line, he loses it. He's still on the plantation. Plantation Keith. That's what they call him. Plantation Keith. Savvy says, Plantation Keith. Well, I say plantation. She says, Keith wears the typical, I'm the smart white liberal, so listen to me, black rim glasses. Claims he cares about social rights. But Keith and many like him will kick you out and gentrify your neighborhood. This is why the white moderate is dangerous. She continues, that let's remember what he said to Angel Reese. There's a pattern there. When Angel Reese pointed to her hand for that championship ring, she did it to Caitlin Clark. What did Keith Olbermann say about Angel Reese? He called her a fucking idiot. That's what he did. And so that's basically what it is. It is, he's completely just went off the rails. And the thing is like, if you're black and if you're on the progressive side of the aisle, and if you do not go according to what the Democratic Party wants, then it's like how dare you? How dare you go up against us? When in reality, we're just trying to preserve ourselves alive. And when I say pseudo woke, I mean pseudo woke. They're not really woke. They never were. They just wanted you to think that they are. Real wokeness means calling out war. That's what it means. Real wokeness means being on the side of the workers. I also responded to Keith Olbermann again. All right, so I said, so you're mad that a black man won't jump through hoops for you? This is literally the anti-war position. You're no better than the neocons you used to make fun of on MSNBC. Stop being a dick. You can accomplish a lot in the world if you just don't be a dick. Apparently, Keith Olbermann didn't get the memo. And so now he decided to cuss out a civil rights activist. Something tells me he would have said the same thing to some of our civil rights leaders back in the 60s, because they would have took the same position. He would have. Can you imagine? Can you imagine him cussing out Martin Luther King Jr.? I can, because Martin Luther King Jr. had a 75% disapproval rate among the entire nation when he died. He had a 50% disapproval rate among Black people alone. So yeah, I can picture him doing that. But this just shows that both parties go into the direction of corporatism, militarism. They all go into that direction. And they really do not care about any of us. I think this bears showing, because somebody like Keith Olbermann thinks that going into either a third party or into an independent is voting for Trump. This is the reality. You guys like my analogies, right? I got an analogy for you. I said to this one person who's responding to Breonna Joy Gray, I said the Democratic Party is a right-wing party. Voting for the Democrats is ceding to the right. This is like being in a car going uphill. Placing it in reverse is voting for the GOP. Placing it in neutral is voting Democrat. Placing it in drive is voting third party or independent. Reverse and neutral takes us back. So anybody who drives a car knows that if you are on a hill, if you're facing up and you're trying to go uphill, if you put that car in reverse, you're going down fast. But what if you place the car in neutral and you're going uphill? What happens? You still go backward. It does not change course. That's what the Democratic Party is, because they'll go, well, we're not the Republicans, but we're just not going to go forward. And so you start going backwards. You may not go back as fast, but you're still going to go backwards nonetheless. The only way you can keep yourself from going backwards is if you put it in drive. That's the only way. You put it in drive and you push that accelerator. But people will come in and say, if you vote for some other party outside of the duopoly, you're voting for Trump. You're voting for DeSantis. When in reality, when you bubble that name on that ballot, I don't see a DeSantis. It could be a West. It could be whoever the Libertarian Party is. It could be somebody from the Unicorn Party. It doesn't matter. It could be independent. But guess what? A vote for that person is a vote for that person. So coming in saying that it's a vote for Trump. No, it's not. Because ultimately Trump didn't get it. Ultimately Biden didn't get it. Somebody else got it. And if you really want to make the case, oh my God, Biden will lose if somebody votes for, say, West. Well, then I guess you guys need to talk to the Biden administration and tell him to start doing some things better before that vote needs to happen. Because it'll be his fault that people didn't vote for him. The fuck? Like, I'm like, are these people for real? Keith Olbermann is basically no different. He is a neocon. And so this is why it is so important that we, if you want to vote third party, okay, but the more important thing is to get out there in these streets and just help out our fellow neighbors, because that's what we need. We don't need people like Keith Olbermann, because he's just leading us down the path of destruction. So yeah, he cussed him out. But how much you want to bet that that's actually going to work in Dr. West's favor? I'm willing to bet that it will work in his favor just a little bit. But we shall see.